Hello and welcome. I am Exit Light and this is my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the scariest and creepiest places in the United States. Before we get started, as usual, let's do the housekeeping. If you would please give this video a thumbs up, it really helps my channel. Also, if you are not subscribed and you would like to be, please go ahead and do so. And when you do, click that bell and you'll be notified when my content goes up. Also, there's a little heart at the bottom of this video and it says thanks, and what it is basically a tip jar. So, if you would like to do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, as always, it is not necessary. Alright, you guys, let's get started. And is there a better place to get started than Roswell, New Mexico? Well, let's see. In 1947, a rancher whose name was Mac Brazel discovered strange debris in his sheep pasture about 75 miles outside of Roswell. When officials said that the wreckage came from a crashed weather balloon and later attributed to a classified project called Mogul, many still believe that it came from an alien spacecraft and that the government cover-up has kept the truth hidden. Although now it's just coming out of everybody's mouth that, yeah, aliens are real. Get used to it. To this day, Roswell is a popular destination for those interested in all things extraterrestrial, home to the UFO Museum, UFO tours, and a UFO festival. I was there at like 1 o'clock in the morning and didn't see a thing. And how about Rolling Hills Asylum in New York? It was opened in 1827 as a poorhouse. Rolling Hills Asylum in the town of Bethany originally catered to unwed mothers, widows, orphans, the disabled, and the mentally challenged. Eventually, the building was expanded to accommodate the criminally insane, making it a strange mix of personalities. Today is said to be one of the most haunted buildings in New York State, with paranormal activity detected throughout the property. One of the most chilling spots is the graveyard, where some 1,700 bodies are believed to be buried, most of them in unmarked graves. A commonly reported apparition is a 7-foot-tall shadow man, believed to be the spirit of an inmate named Roy, who suffered from gigantism. And we'll move to North Dakota and Fort Abraham Lincoln. In 1873, Lieutenant George Custer moved the 7th Cavalry to Fort Abraham Lincoln, located in what's now Bismarck, where he built and lived in a beautiful home with his wife, Libby. In 1876, many of us know that General Custer led his troops to the Battle of Little Bighorn, where he and about half of his troops died, and he left Libby a widow. The Custer home burned down in 1874, only to be reconstructed in 1989, which some say resurrected the men and the women who lived and died there. Interpreters and tourists have reported many instances of paranormal activities. Of course, it wouldn't be a haunting if there was not a woman in white or black, and this one is wearing a black dress as if she was mourning. She is seen looking out a second-floor window at the Custer house. Footsteps can be heard pacing the sergeant quarters in the barracks, and a shadowy figure stalks the commissary at night. Visitors can go on a historian-led or self-guided tour. How about Ohio? Ohio State Reformatory. With its imposing architecture, it is no surprise that this man-filled prison was the one chosen as the filming location for the Shawshank Redemption and several other films. It opened in 1896. The Ohio State Reformatory is home to the world's tallest freestanding steel cell block at 6 stories high. Many of the cells were only meant to be able to hold one prisoner at a time. However, overcrowded conditions led to violence and disease, and the prison eventually closed. Today, ghost hunts and special escape from blood prison Halloween events are available on the property, and visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing unexplained footsteps, and even being grabbed or scratched. Other must-see spots from the haunted Mansfield Trail include the haunted Bisman Building and Malabar Farm State Park. Phoenix Brewing Company, set in a former funeral home, nice, and now serving flights of beer in tiny caskets, is another must-go stop. Oklahoma, Stone Lion Inn. This stately Victorian mansion was built in 1907 as the home of F.E. Houghton, but it also served as a mortuary for an 8-year period when the family fell on hard times. Now it's a bed and breakfast. The embalming table from that time is still on display and an eerie sight for current guests. The Houghton family is thought to haunt the inn, including a daughter named Augusta who died of whooping cough, and F.E. himself, who has been spotted smoking a pipe. Mysterious noises have also been reported throughout the house, and you can go visit and go on a seance in a graveyard if you feel like you must. And lastly, for today, but there will be another segment, let's go to Oregon and the Hecata Head Lighthouse. At the Hecata Head Lighthouse in Florence, guests can stay in the old lightkeeper's quarters, now a quaint bed and breakfast with turn-of-the-century rooms. If you do stay here, however, you could meet Rue, the wife of the lighthouse keeper Frank de Roy, in the 1890s. As the story goes, Rue had a daughter who died tragically during her time there. Guests have reported the scent of flowers or rose perfume out of the blue, or seeing an imprint on their bed as if someone had just gotten up a moment before. Thank you for coming. I enjoy these, so we'll have another segment or two coming up. Good night.